Hello viewers, my name is Moses, and I just want to share a small passage with you titled Familiarity with God. Now the word familiarity simply means close acquaintance with something or to know something well. It is an adverb that comes from the word familiar. So that's what we'll be discussing today, familiarity with God. I'll be speaking against familiarity with God. Familiarity comes from being familiar with the things of God. So familiarity with God is built from us or from someone being familiar with God. When you're being familiar to the presence of God, when you're being familiar to the things of God, the way of God, you develop familiarity towards God. When you become familiar with the presence of God, you develop familiarity towards the presence of God. When you become familiar with the decrees and the guidelines, the commandments set for us by God through His Word, you develop familiarity towards the Word of God and the standards He set for us. Let's read First Peter chapter number 5, verse 5 and 6. So First Peter chapter number 5, verse number 5, the word reads, "Likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. Clothe yourselves, all of you, with humility towards one another, for God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble." Verse 6, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time He may exalt you." So the word here is teaching us, telling us to be humble, not only towards ourselves, but towards God. So when you are familiar with something, you can't be humble towards something, because familiarity leads to the spirit of, so being familiar with something leads to the spirit of familiarity, or having the familiarity spirit. Now when you have the familiarity spirit, you can't worship God. You can't submit yourself to God truly, because you're familiar with Him. You have familiarity towards Him, towards His things. When you develop the spirit of familiarity in you, you can't receive guidance, instruction from God, because that's something you think you know also well. So therefore, you can't be corrected. And once you have the spirit of familiarity in you, it opens it, or acts as a gateway to so many other things. There are sins that you can develop, that can come into your life because of the spirit of familiarity. There are other spirits, other demons that you can have, that can enter your life because you have the spirit of familiarity. When you have the spirit of familiarity, you develop self-righteousness. When you have the spirit of familiarity, you develop pride. When you have the spirit of familiarity, you oppose rebuke. When you have the spirit of familiarity, you develop malice or uncorrection towards the things of God. So familiarity bears many other things that will not only impact your life, but also your walk towards God. Let's read the book of Leviticus chapter number 10, and verse number 1 and 3. Leviticus chapter number 10. Leviticus chapter number 10, verse 1. The Bible reads, "Now Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, each took his censer and put fire in it, and laid incense on it, and offered unauthorized fire before the Lord, which he had not commanded them." Verse number 2, "And fire came out from before the Lord and consumed them, and they died before the Lord." Verse number 3, "Then Moses said to Aaron, This is what the Lord has said, Among those who are near me, I will be sanctified, and before the people, I will be glorified." And Aaron held his peace. So we're being told of the two sons of Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, who became familiar to the things of God, who became familiar before the holiness of God. They offered incense before the Lord, which he had not commanded. Why? Because they were familiar. So they developed familiarity towards the process of which God had led before Moses and Aaron. They were not supposed to offer that, but they went ahead. Why? Because they were familiar. So once you become familiar with God, you develop a familiarity. And when you develop a familiarity, you can't fear God. You can't submit yourself to Him, because that reverence, that fear that we should have for God as His children, you lose that. You can no longer have that. Let's read once more from the book of Numbers, Numbers chapter 12. Numbers chapter number 12. Numbers chapter number 12, this 1 through 15. Okay, I won't read all of it because of time, but Numbers chapter number 12, this 1 to 15. This is the story of Aaron, Moses, and their sister Miriam. Now, Aaron and Miriam started opposing Moses because he married a woman outside their tribe, and they began to speak ill of him. They began to talk nonsense against him, and the Lord cursed them with skin disease because they were speaking against Moses, the servant of God. So by speaking against Moses, they were speaking against God. Why? Because they were familiar to Moses. He was their brother. So they thought they can do that. They didn't have reverence. They didn't have that fear for him as a servant of God. They were familiar with him. So they began to speak against Moses, and the Lord punished them for that. Amen. So let's not develop the spirit of familiarity, children of God. Let's do away with being familiar to the things of God. It doesn't matter how long or how well you think you know God. The Bible tells us that those who know their God will do exploits. So you can't know God if you're familiar with Him, because you can't learn something new about something that you already think you know so well. So let us not be familiar. Let us do away with the spirit of familiarity. Remember, an anointing you do not respect cannot work for you. A power you do not fear cannot have an effect over you. So if you become familiar with God, if you develop familiarity towards God, He cannot work for you. You cannot be blessed. Amen. So let us just do away. Let us just pray against the spirit of familiarity. Let us be watchful and stand firm whenever we begin to be familiar with the things of God. Amen. So let us do away with familiarity. Let us do away with being familiar with the things of God. Whenever you are before the presence of God, whenever you enter in His presence, do something. Do something new. Act as if you've never ever entered the presence of God. Act as if that's the first and last time you're ever doing that. Whenever you pray, expect something new. Approach God and conduct yourself as if you've never ever prayed, as if you've never ever entered His presence. Whenever you study His word, whenever you're reading the word of God, expect something new. Be open to change. Read the word of God, expecting a change, expecting something new in your life, so that way you will never be familiar with the word of God. Whenever you pray, have that reverence, have that fear to say, I'm praying to God and I'm expecting something, or I want something to change, so that you can never have familiarity in life and in your prayers. Whenever we approach the presence of God, whenever we are in His embrace, whenever we worship God, let us approach Him. Let us conduct ourselves as His children, as people who are worshiping the Lord God Almighty. Expect something new. Want that change, so that we can never have. So let us stand firm. Let us be watchful. Whenever we start developing familiarity in our lives, let us just pray against that. Let's not give chance to be familiar with the things of God. Let's not give familiarity a chance to stand in our lives. Whenever we start having that casuality towards the things of God, whenever we start being familiar, that's the time to stand and pray against that. Never develop the spirit of familiarity. Never be familiar with the things of God. That's all the encouragement I had for today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and God bless.